Hey, what's up guys, my name is Abada and today we will talk about a revolutionary rigging script for After Effects presented by battleaxe called Rubber Hose. We'll take an in-depth look at Rubber Hose version 2 and I'll show you how to use it and how it can speed your workflow. As I said earlier, it's presented by battleaxe by Plouff. Rubber Hose is an extremely well-priced plugin that takes a bulk of the technical work out of character rigging with a full-featured UI that allows quick creation of arms, knees, etc. So Rubber Hose has three main sections: build, style, and manage. First, let's start with the build. Okay, first of all, we're gonna start with the build section. Okay, the build section is made up of three different main kinds of rigging. So here you have the rubber hose, the rubber bands, and the rubber rig. Okay, here you can give your hose any name. For example, I'm gonna name it arm. Okay, and here you'll have as you can see, you have some controller bear names where you can call the controllers any name that you like. For example, I'm gonna use start and end. You can make your own here, or you can delete them and rearrange them. Okay, now I'm gonna select start and end, and now let's click new rubber hose. So now rubber hose is gonna generate for you two controllers, as you can see. So I can move the controller wherever I want. Okay, so as you can see, I have here three layers. The first one is the rubber hose shape layer. Here you can change the width of the stroke, or you can change the color. Okay, and also we have here the controllers, the end and the start, as we selected from here. Okay, now when I select this layer, as you can see, I have here some options in the effects controllers. The first one is hose length. I can here change the length of my hose as I want, but if you made it, for example, like that, and you drag it like that, as you can see, the color of the controllers has changed. That because you've exceeded the limit of your hose length. Okay, also another option is band radius. For example, sorry guys. Okay, for example, this one is look like a curve. Okay, I want it to be linear, so I can here reduce the band radius. Okay, nice. Okay, here we have the bend direction. Now our rubber hose is in the right side. We want it to be in the left side. We can change it from here. Okay, the last two options are auto rotate start and auto rotate end. The end affects on this layer, and the other one affects on the other controller. So basically what it does is, if I have here a simple hand, for example, and I want to parent it to this controller. Now first of all, let me set it. Okay, let's make it smaller. Okay, like that. Great. Now let me parent this hand to this controller. Okay, first, okay, basically let me parent it here like that. Okay, now I can move the controller, and as you can observe, it's rotating with the controller. But if I unchecked this auto rotate end option here, as you can see, it doesn't rotate anymore. Okay, this is a very cool option rubber hose have. Okay, the second option we're going to talk about is called rubber rig. Okay, so let's say I have here this this leg, and it's made up of 2 parts. Okay, so and I want to rig it, so basically you have to click apostrophe from the keyboard so you can get the tile or action save, or you can get it from here. Okay, now let's select our 2 parts, our leg. Okay, and now let's make it here at the center between this plus sign. Okay, let me adjust it a little bit. Okay, like that. Great. Now select the first one, then the second one, and click new rubber rig. Okay, and here we go. Now rubber hose has generated two controllers for you, so now it's ready to be animated. Okay, as you can see, I have here a new circle, new layer here. It has an option called center bias. I can move it like that or like that to fit your character needs. That's it. Okay, now the last option we have here is called rubber pen. So now I have here this character and I want to rig his hand. So let me select his hand layer and get the puppet pen tool or the Control P from the keyword. Okay, now let's make a pen here and another one here and another one here. Okay, so I have here 3 pens. Now let's hit U from the keyboards to reveal the keyframes of the pens. Now let's select all of them and hit U rubber pen. Okay, as you can see, rubber hose has generated 3 controllers here. Now let me just but it's blue because we have to increase its length. Okay, now I can move my the character hands as I like. Okay, great. Now I can change the direction. Okay, I have here full control of my character. Now it's time to add some style to our hose. Here in the style section, okay, you can see we have here a list of style presets ready. It comes with rubber hose version 2. Okay, so now let's make a new rubber hose. Okay, and now let's go to the style section, and now let me select my hose, and I can select any preset here of the style presets list here. Okay, now let me select, for example, this one and click apply style, and here you go. Now you have your preset ready. Okay, now let's select another one, pop eye. Great. Now we have here the knob key, for example. Okay, really nice presets. Now okay, let's make a new rubber hose. Okay, and now here in the hose, let me change the color. For example, let me make it like that. Okay, let me change the width. Okay, now let's open up the hose contents style here in the style. Okay, here you can see I have the base hose. Now let me duplicate it. Okay, now then let me change the color and make it red. Okay, and let me add trim pass, and here in the trim pass let me change the start and the end. For example, let me make it like that. Okay, and here in the stroke let me make the line cap pot cap. Okay, let me change it. Okay, here we go. So I have here my style. Okay, like that. For example, I really like this style and I want to use it in my future projects. So let's go here to the style. So I want to save it. Okay, and hit Alt and click Save, and here the browser comes and you can name it whatever you want, for example Motion Plus. Save. Okay, now it takes some time to save it. Okay, and now you'll see it here and you can apply it whenever you want. Okay, now let me make another style. No, sorry, another rubber hose. Okay, for example this one, and I want to apply the same style from here. Okay, simply select the hose, then go to the style. Okay, sorry, select this one and go to the style and click copy style, and go to the other hose and click paste, and here you go. You have the same style here again. Okay, when you click this one, it just copy the style. It doesn't copy the other options that you have in this hose. That was for the style section here. Now let's talk about manage section. Okay, now here in the manage section we have here a lot of amazing features. Okay, the first one we're going to talk about is auto flop. So I have here this simple animation of this rope with this bulb. Okay, as you can see, the panned direction of this hose is changing. Okay, so now let's hide these. Let's make a new rubber hose. Now let's change the stroke width. Okay, now here you can change, sorry, okay, here when I select this controller I can change the pen direction from here. I can do that animation manually, but it's gonna take a lot of time to do so. So there is an automatic simple way to do it by using auto flop. So now let me select this hose and now let's click here. Now we have here a new auto flop layer. Okay, now let me select this one and click W to get the rotation tool, and you can change the rotation of the auto flop. So in this field the rubber hose is gonna change its bend direction. So now let me take this one. Okay, sorry, this one, and as you can see the bend direction is changing when it comes to this line. Okay, now let me make it like that. Okay, and sorry, and I can now do that animation, but here when it gets to here, okay, it's a little bit hard when it's had this line, so we want to make it a little bit more smoother. So now select this auto flop layer and change the fall off here. Okay, now as you can see it's much more smoother. Now the next thing we're going to talk about is the rename hose group. So I have here this hose and I want to rename it. Okay, I can select any one of these which is from this hose group. Okay, and click rename hose group. Now you can give it a new name. For example, I'm gonna name it finger, and you gotta change the controller's pair from here. Now click rename and it's renamed. Now, okay, if you change the name here directly, okay, for example, let me call it whatever, okay, or sorry, if you change the name directly from here, for example, let me call it 5, as you can see the hose breaks, or crashes, because all the hoses are parented with that name. So when you change it directly, okay, it's gonna just change here and it's gonna crashes. Okay, now let's say I really like this hose and I want to make another copy of it, and I want to copy it with all its styles and size and everything. Okay, now let me just select them or any layer from them and just click here, duplicate selected hose group. Okay, now I have here, okay, a copy of this finger. I can move it like that. Okay, and here I have a second copy of this hose. So let's say you have in your compositions a lot of controllers and they are distracting you, so you can click at this option and it's gonna hide them for you. Okay, you can get it back again from here. Now the other option here, okay, if you have selected any one of your hose groups and you want to get the other layers of this group, you can select any one of them and then select here, click here, sorry, and then select all layers in group, and it's gonna select all the layers that are in the same hose. Okay, so let's say you want to just select, okay, the controllers of all hoses. Just click Alt with Alt, and as you can see, all the controllers and the compositions will be selected. Okay, here if you have an older hose from version 1, you can select it and click here, and it's gonna be upgraded to version 2. And here you can learn more about rubber hose, and here you can go to the settings. You can change the hose default settings from the length to grand radius and direction, and here you can change the controller settings like the size, color, and also here you can reset the script, because for example it crashes or whatever. But be sure to back up any custom hose files, because you will lose them. Now the last thing we're going to talk about is this feature here. Okay, so let's say I have here a simple animation. Okay, that's it, and I want to pick it. So simply I can go to the animation. Okay, here is it, and I can select the keyframes and click here, Pick Math to Keyframes, and it's gonna pick the animation for you, so it's not gonna be so hard on the computer to process it in the render. Okay, now let's click here, and now it's baked. So when it's baked, as you can see, the render is much more it's faster than before. Okay, but when you have to be, okay, when you bake your hose, you can't actually change anything. Like you can't make a new animation like that. As you can see, just fixed. Now let's say you want to unbake it. Just select any one of these and just click here, revert baked layers, and now it's back to normal. That was Robot Hose. If you want to learn more about it, you can go to battleaxe.co. Thanks guys for watching. If you like this video, please hit the subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. Thanks again. Peace out.